bench warmer. Just trying to tweak and turn, make some things happen here on this nice Tuesday morning or Tuesday afternoon. I'm here with the professor. What's going on, sir?
All is well. How's it going?
Well, it's going pretty good. As you noticed, there are some new additions to the 411 Sports fan club.
Okay.
There are 3 new additions.
Okay.
Yeah,
I like that.
They're sitting all around us. There's the third place trophy for. This is the third place trophy for. What do we do? We did
bowling.
Yeah, bowling. Yeah. Third place. So we got third place.
Okay.
For bowling. And we was at the Don't Believe the Hype Bowlathon. Third place, and that was pretty.
This was Saturday?
Yeah, this was past Saturday.
Okay.
Okay, and stay here because I'm making some adjustments. We're just trying to get some things to working right, and you know it's always something. It never stops. Nothing never stops.
All the time.
All the time. But you know what? That's what happens when you're doing radio. That's what happens when you're doing radio. So we're gonna get everything working right. So you guys just kind of bear with us. And we're going to go here. I'm mixing and matching. Make sure my sound card is there. There we go. Blockchain sound card. Oh, there we go, right here. Okay, so we'll use that right there. And apply changes. Okay, so let's try this now. Okay, so I'm still mixing and matching. This is what you call doing it on the fly.
Doing it on the fly?
Yeah, I'm working on the fly. So for my audience, I know you don't hear anything. Do they hear anything? Are they listening to anything? I guess they're not listening to anything. You know, when I'm talking, that's right. And you still can't hear anything. You still can't hear us talking. We good. Okay, now we're good. Look at that. I worked it all out. All right, now we got to hear from here. But anyway, so we was at the Don't Believe the Hype Bowlathon Saturday. Wound up winning third place Saturday, which was pretty. It's a pretty good feeling for me, at least. You know, because I've been there for like 20 years, and you know, just now winning. So I don't know what that's all about.
Well,
you know, hey, it is what it is, right?
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
That's
all
right.
All right. But we won anyway. And then Sunday we went to the Seaman Cook-Off. And I fixed my famous recipe. You've had it before, right?
Yes.
And
delicious.
It was delicious, right?
Can you explain to the audience what this dish is?
Well,
that would depend on what you want to say. How
I haven't figured out a name for it yet.
You don't have a name for it?
No, I don't have a name for it yet.
Oh man!
But it's a special pasta dish that I make.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kind of threw some stuff together. It's 4 different types of meat. 2 different types of olives. It's a brand of your tomatoes and your chopped up bell peppers and your onions and your cheese and you know, it's just got, you got your pasta in there. It's got a lot of flavors and a lot of mixes in there.
You got to have a name for it.
I don't know.
You got to work on that, because if it's going to be good and people like it, they're going to want to know, okay, what are we going to call this? That way, if we want to have it again,
then
we
you know what
exactly
to ask for, right?
What to ask for.
Well, we got a finance guy who came up there, and he asked me if can I cater this dish.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I got too much stuff on the plate to be trying to cater.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that he asked me to cater is good.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
That's what's up.
Yeah, the fact that he asked me to cater, I'm okay with that.
Okay.
All right, so I got to get my computer keeps going down because I got to get our topics for today. One of our topics we're talking about is we got to wrap up the NBA season because we're going to wrap it up with the draft is tonight.
It's tomorrow, right?
It's Thursday.
Oh, no, I keep saying tomorrow. I think today is Wednesday for some reason.
I know, I'm there too.
It's Thursday night.
Yeah, it's Thursday night. So the question becomes, who does the Mavericks pick?
I understand that we have this draft here, pick number 9, highest pick we've had in 15 years, but like, I mean...
And you remember who we picked in?
No. No.
In 15 years, that would have been...
2002, 2003.
Okay, so
And I don't remember who we picked then.
yeah, I know 2004 we picked.
It was the very beginning of Marquis Monera.
Yeah, was that a Dirk Nowitzki pick?
No, he came right around 99.
Oh yeah.
He going into his 18th season. Now, he's picked back in 1999. Well, I'm not sure who that pick was, but it's been 15 years.
Okay. So this year we got, like you said, we have the number 9 pick, and the draft that people are putting the Mavericks with is Dennis Smith, the North Carolina State, a point guard, 6'3", 195.
Point guard, there's a need for this team. We need a distributor. True enough, I agree with that.
Question is, what is not a need for this team?
What is not a need for this team? Shooting guard, small forward. We got enough of them as it is. We got plenty of 2s and plenty of 3s. We definitely need. We don't need a center now. Now that we have Nerlens Noel, hopefully we're going to get him the money that he deserves. It's going to be max money.
I would say, do you keep him? I mean,
well, if you're the Mavericks, and that's a center, 5 position that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you do keep him.
That is very what word do I want to use? Getting a big out there, getting a 5 is scarce now. I mean, every chance you get, if there's a 5 out there, the team's gonna pick him up real quick. He can be sorry, they'll groom him up, but he already good and make him better. But the 5 position is a very scarce position out there when it comes to talent.
Right.
So you want to hang on. That's why we traded for him. I think we've seen enough of Noel for us to know that we got a center for the future. The issue might not be an issue, but you have to pay him.
Well, do the Mavericks have do they have building blocks? That's the question. I mean,
well, your building
blocks.
Your building blocks starts around Harrison Barnes.
I would say
he's only 26 years old, 25, 26.
Yeah.
It starts with him, and then you just have to build from there. Seth Curry had a career year last year. We've seen how he can play ball on the court when he's given the opportunity. He was given minutes, and he produced. There were games to where he'll throw a 32. He'll have Steph Curry-like games at times. He's not his brother,
right,
but he can resemble him the way he shoots the ball. He got a good shot. Is he the future of this team? He could stick around. I don't see anything wrong with Seth Curry. Is he a full-time starter all 82 games of the season? That remains to be seen. Wesley Matthews, that's been a question mark for one reason or another. He's a streaky person, a streaky player. He's on when he's on, and when he's off, he's way off. He have had a couple of injuries here and there with this hip, but he might be trade bait. That remains to be seen. And then you have the Dwight Powell, who he has talent. He needs more playing time for us to see who he's really made of. But at best, to me, he's a role player. Dirk Nowitzki, he's going to stay around until he feels like he want to walk away from the game.
Right.
He's already done said, and I'm
said.
comfortable with if he has to come off the bench or be a 6-man, so be it. And I've said all along, he may not be the player that we've seen in 2011, 2010, but the one thing that has not diminished from his game is his shot.
Right.
He continues to shoot the ball at a high percentage clip.
Now, he's always said that he may be good for another 2 years.
Well, he's on the second year of his 2-year deal.
Yeah, so
after this year, we'll see what happens.
He said he may be good for 2 more years, but he also said that if he doesn't, I mean, he's going to consistently play the game as long as he loves the game, as long as he's happy, you know. And he's not necessarily. So a question was asked: do you feel that because this is a transition year for the Mavericks? You know, how do you feel about still being there as a transition year and not on that cusp of winning it all again? And his comment was, well, you know, I don't like the fact that we're there, but I still love the game. I'm still a student of the game, and I still want to play the game. Mm-hmm. So as long as he wants to play the game and he's not bored of the game, then he's going to still play the game. So you got 2 years from him at least.
Right. I think and you might not like hearing this, but he's going to stick around as long as the team. I don't want to say if the team allows or it's just really up to him. And if you ask me, it's really up to him. He's going on 40, if not, okay, he's going into his 18th year. He came to the NBA when he was 19.
19, yeah.
And he's going on 38.
He's 39.
Not
No, he's 39 right
He's
now.
39.
Yeah, he
Okay.
just turned 39.
Okay, so the one thing I've said about with Nowitzki and Alana is if you're going to compete with the Golden State Warriors, you have to be, some fail. You will have to be athletic up front. There's no way you could be not non-athletic and slow and try to beat the Golden State Warriors in the 7-game series. You get swept every time.
Right.
We got Harrison Barnes at the 4, but at the 3. But with Nowitzki at the 4, he's just not as athletic as Draymond Green, as Kevin Durant, and well, they have a center named Zaza Pachulia, but I mean that's another story. But you have to get younger with this team if you're going to be within the ranks of the Golden State Warriors. Because the way the Warriors are running right now, we might be looking at a dynasty right now
For a long time. Well, I mean, can they keep their players though? The question is, can they keep their
Golden
players?
State?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
Kevin Durant opted out his contract,
yeah.
but he will come back at a lesser price.
Right, and that's why, and that's the thing. That's the other thing I want to talk about is he's talking about, yeah, I'll opt out and come back at a lesser price. I mean, but who else is doing that though? Dwayne Wade says, okay, he'll keep his contract.
But he's coming back upon the premise of a $24 million option.
Yeah,
That's a lot of money.
that is a lot of money.
You can cause a team to not have any room to sign players to try to find a way to beat the Cleveland Cavaliers
Right.
who are in the East.
Right. At one point, he was talking about opting out and signing for a lesser contract. You know,
Cool.
Dwayne Wade. At one point, he was talking about that.
Man,
Signing
he
for
wants that
lesser.
money.
Yeah, I know.
He wants the money.
Yeah. So let's do this right here. We've got some more difficulties we gotta kind of establish. So let's take a break,
Okay.
and when we come back, we'll kind of get back into this NBA draft, and then we'll kind of slowly move into the picking pieces of the NFL, and we've got a top 10 coming up.
Top 10.
Yeah, top 10 quarterbacks from
Top 10 NFL quarterbacks going into this year?
Yes, going into this year.
Okay, well, I have my list
You can
now.
only rank them based off of last year's performance.
I can deal with that.
Okay. All right, so we'll be back. Take us out.
All right, you're listening to 411 Sports Talk Radio on 411radio.net. The number to the show is 469-249-2411. We'll be right back.
that what you're trying to say? All right, ready? What else do we want to do? Wrap up the NBA. Yeah.
I got tickets to give away for the bridal thing. I have 4 tickets.
Alright, I guess we're back. Are we back?
Hear me?
Nah. Nobody's trying to. Okay. Alright, I guess we're back. That was a quick one, huh?
That was quick.
Okay, so, again, this is 41 Sports Talk Radio on 41radio.net. We are back in the cell again, and we're going to kind of wrap up the NBA conversation with this. The Mavericks have the 9th pick in the draft. I predict that they will not draft very well, and so we're again going this predicament of where will the Mavericks go next year.
Right.
With the NBA, there's a lot of movement going on. The Lakers just made a trade.
Yeah, involving Russell, D'Angelo Russell going
Yeah.
to
Going to the Knicks.
the Knicks.
Yeah.
Right.
And
No, was it the Nets? Nets.
The Nets. Yeah, and Moskovich or something.
In exchange for Brooke Lopez.
And a 27 pick.
Right.
We also find that if you've been on a rock, Boston traded out of their first round. They traded from first to third.
Are you surprised about that?
Figuring that, no, I'm not really surprised.
Considering they were a playoff team?
I'm not really surprised because they need a couple more players that will fit with that.
Mm-hmm.
So they traded with the Philadelphia 76ers, and 76ers get the number 1. Boston gets the number 3. But then Boston also picks up other picks along the way. And then the other thing is the Lakers are slotted to get LeVar Bell.
You think about Lonzo Ball?
Yeah, Lonzo Ball.
His
Yeah,
dad's LeVar Ball.
yeah. Lakers are slotted to get him. And if he becomes a bust, that would be a laugh for the centuries to come.
He's a pretty good. He's more of a ball distributor.
I would be rolling if he becomes a bust. I mean, rolling.
Why would you be rolling? Because of the way his dad is behaving?
Yeah. Pump him up, and then you wind up being a bust. I would be rolling, man. My stomach be hurting so hard.
Would you be reluctant to draft a player like that with his dad and all
I
of
would
his
be.
son's career like that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Extremely reluctant.
And it ain't just Lonzo Ball. He has 2 other younger sons that he
Now he's trying to
promised
pump up. Yeah.
they're gonna make to the NBA.
Well, see, he might be a marketing person. He might be marketing his sons, so they can get sponsorship dollars.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they're making money off the sponsorship dollars.
So they can get the accolades.
Exactly. So that's that.
News just came across the Cavaliers notified that Jimmy Butler hopes to stay with the Bulls and would be reluctant to commit his future to LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Good. Because I don't like this whole super team that they try to put together.
LeBron James said he never been on a super team.
Hey, yes, he has. He the one who created the thought of super team when he went down to Miami.
Right.
And you know they fired the GM, the Cavaliers GM.
Right.
Yeah, I mean he don't have a contract. And LeBron is mad about that.
Oh, he's mad about that.
Yeah, he didn't like that. He didn't like the fact that the GM is not there anymore.
Mm.
So now, does this give us a stage for him to go somewhere else?
After next year and this upcoming season, he's with Cleveland.
He'll play Cleveland, but next year,
if you ask me, I don't see LeBron coming back to Cleveland after the 2017-2018 season. I don't see it.
Okay, so does he now? Let me go to Golden State.
L.A.
The Lakers. Okay,
Los Angeles. He has a home out there.
Okay.
He has a home out there.
So we'll see LeBron in L.A.
I think we'll see Paul George in L.A. We will see LeBron James follow suit after this upcoming season.
So L.A.
Along with L.A. getting probably Lonzo Ball.
Lonzo Ball. So you got Lonzo Ball, Paul George, and LeBron in
LeBron
LA.
James, right.
And
of course, any team LeBron goes to, you almost guaranteed going to the finals.
But now,
I take that back. He's going to the West.
He's going to the West.
So I can't say that.
That's not guaranteed.
I can't say that. Let me take that back. I can't say that.
That's the West. You can't do that in the West.
I can't say that. But going back to your theory about super teams, I've told people for the longest this week that this super team concept, we've seen this way back in the 90s. To me, the team that started that super team concept
Lakers?
was the Houston Rockets.
The Rockets. Oh, you talking about
when Scottie Pippen came?
No.
When Scottie Pippen came to the Rockets, Barkley was already there, and Olajuwon.
No, a super team is one that wins championships.
A super team is a team that's the starting lineup is based upon
you got three big ones.
At least three players.
But here's the problem with that though. The ownership created that, not the players. See,
I think the ownership allowed that.
No. The difference.
I would say created.
No. The difference in this right here is LeBron James is asking players to come over here with me.
Now I think that's different.
That's
what he's doing.
What they did then was
because he has that pool.
But what they did then was the ownership, the management said, okay, I want that player, and that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But when you get players to start orchestrating this crap,
mm-hmm.
I mean, shoot, like LeBron James saying, I don't like the fact that you fired the general manager. Even when he came out, he came out against the ownership during the season when he said we need to get more big players here.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that?
I remember that.
Let's listen to LeBron James saying, here, let me make a phone call. Even after, supposedly what they said, after Golden State lost against Cleveland, Draymond Green calls Kevin Durant. You need to get up here. Kevin Durant says, I'm on it. Draymond Green then supposedly goes to management and says, you need to do something to get him. That's the players. This is a whole different. This is why this league right here is failing as a league, because they're creating different scenarios. It's not real. The championships, to me, I don't think they're just truly real championships. I think they're made up, magnified, truncated championships.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're real. I think they're just it's almost like you're in a playground. I'm gonna pick the best 5 players out here because I got the number 1 pick.
Mm-hmm.
And the best 5 we're going to run. And that's what they're doing.
So you see an issue with the way these teams are beginning to form?
Extreme, a huge issue.
So you have a problem with the collective bargaining agreement?
I do, because the collective bargaining agreement says players can make... I mean, shoot, if I own a company, I am not going to let the people within my company run my company and tell me what to do.
Mm-hmm.
I put people in place. I got a general manager, I got a president. And we're going to sit down and talk about this. But I'm not going to let the warehouse guy tell me to go hire this other guy.
Mm-hmm.
And if I don't go hire this other guy, he gone.
Mm-hmm.
See ya. I was listening to Bill Poland today. Bill Poland is the general manager used to be a general manager for the Colts.
Indianapolis Colts,
yeah.
right.
And he had talked about how if an agent came to him, because the whole discussion was about Kirk Cousins, and Kirk Cousins not getting a contract. He's been franchised right now, and they're saying, is Kirk Cousins going to get a multi-year deal? And one of the questions was, well, Bill, what if Kirk Cousins' agent came to you and said, hey, I'll sign, but I don't like Colt McCoy because that's the backup. So you got to get rid of Colt McCoy before I sign. Bill Poland said, you got to get out of my office. I run the team. I am the operations of this team. I don't let players tell me who to bring in and who not to bring in.
Exactly.
In the NBA, that's what's happening. The players are running the team.
That's what LeBron James is doing.
Yes,
That's what Kobe Bryant was doing.
they're telling you who to bring in and who not to bring in.
Can we say the same thing for Michael Jordan?
No, you can't, because Michael Jordan just sit back because when Michael Jordan, you never heard stories of Michael Jordan telling Phil Jackson who to get and who not to get.
Dirk Nowitzki?
You never heard that either.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, the players these days are saying, you come with me, Chris Bosh, I'm going over to Miami. Dwayne's going to stay there. I want you to come with us.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's happening.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Fair enough.
And that makes it a weaker league. That's why this year you got Golden State going 16-1 in the playoffs. It's 4-out. Cleveland,
And they might do it again.
Cleveland, they're doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because this league's now watered down to where all the best players go to one team to get a ring. And I think that's watered down, and I think that's sorry.
Great point. I can't argue that.
I think the league has become a sorry league. That's why the playoffs this year was just a sorry playoffs.
So you're saying it's a sorry league more so than a competitive league,
Yeah,
because of the way these teams. But I mean, you look at the makeup of San Antonio Spurs. They have stars everywhere on their team. We know about Golden State, the L.A. Clippers, Blake Griffin, Chris Jordan. They got some decent stars on their team. But the rest of Western Conference,
we're trying to build something.
Well, I mean, okay. So we got Houston
Yeah.
before KD left.
You're talking Oklahoma, but Houston.
Oklahoma, but Houston. I'm thinking Oklahoma because they did have James Harden.
Well,
they did have Kevin Durant, and they did have Russell Westbrook. That was a super team.
But that was Westbrook when he was first. Nobody knew about Westbrook.
If they were patient enough.
But then they got rid of James Harden. And then they had a problem with KD and Westbrook had an issue. So then Harden went over to Houston and tried to build something.
He's at a certain point right now.
And then they brought in Dwight Howard, remember?
Yes. Yeah.
Who just came from defunct LA
LA Lakers.
Lakers team.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I'm telling you, these players, all they're trying to do, and I think that's the sorriest way of building a championship, is to go out and wait for free agency and go get the best players and give them a call and say, hey, come over here with me because we can do this.
That's what the CBA allows right now.
This is the sorriest way.
That's what the CBA allows right now. I think it starts with someone modifying the CBA agreement.
You have to.
If it's modified to where none of this stuff exists, we may go back to the way things were back in the 90s. Who's to say? But at the end of the day, ownership is all about putting butts in the seats, making money.
And you can still do that. Listen.
You can still do that. I agree.
I watched, did you ever see the 30 for 30?
Yes.
The Lakers and Celtics.
I missed that. People are talking about that right now.
Yes, that was so good. It talked about how the Lakers and the Celtics, so you start their whole Lakers and Celtics run in the 60s. And the Lakers and Celtics were in the championships, back and forth. Celtics always beat the Lakers. Always beat the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
So then but then the league was going down. The NBA was really just falling apart. Did you realize that they did not start filming? They used to tape delay the finals.
Yeah.
They would tape delay the finals. So George Gervin gets on, the Iceman gets on and say, man, I can go to the finals, play the finals, and come back and watch that same game because they tape delayed it. He can watch himself play because they tape delayed it.
Mm-hmm.
So then you get this point guard out of Michigan and this forward out like Indiana,
Mm-hmm.
Bird and Magic.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Bird and Magic played in the NCAA championship game,
Right.
and Magic won that.
Right.
So then Magic is drafted by the
The
Lakers.
Lakers.
And Bird had already been drafted as a junior by the Celtics.
Celtics.
He played the senior year, but he was already drafted by the Celtics as a junior.
Mm-hmm.
Red Auerbach found a way to draft him.
Mm-hmm.
So then you got Bird going to Boston, Magic going
To the Lakers.
To the Lakers.
Uh-huh.
First time in, Magic wins the ring because you got Kareem there,
Mm-hmm.
and at that time you had Kareem, you had Lady Wilkins, you had some players there.
He had some pieces.
Yeah, some
right.
pieces there. But Bird brought his team from a 20-game win to a 60-game win.
Instantly.
Yeah.
Right.
So then, in '81, Boston wins.
Mm-hmm.
But Boston beats. The Lakers don't go back. Boston beats somebody. So in '84, so in '84, Bird and Magic finally meet in the finals,
Mm-hmm.
and Bird wins. Boston Celtics win. 8 years of 8 years of Lakers Celtics. Lakers have never beat
The
the
Celtics.
Celtics.
Wow.
You get 1 year, like in '86 or something like that, that they finally beat the Celtics.
So Lakers never beat the Celtics?
Not at time, not in that span.
Okay.
It was 8. They played 8 championship games. 8
I know
final
Magic
games.
got 5 rings.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
thinking one of them was against
One of
the
them
Celtics.
was the Celtics, yeah.
Okay.
One of them was against the Celtics, but that was later on. But in '84, when they finally decided to televise the games,
Mm-hmm.
when they finally decided to televise the finals,
Mm-hmm.
the Celtics won.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But that's when basketball turned that corner.
What corner is this?
That corner of no butts and seats. The arenas were empty. Basketball wasn't the prime sport.
I think basketball became the prime sport
When
when Michael
Bird-
Jordan.
No. I'm gonna tell you the other term.
Okay.
So at the time you got a Bird. As long as it was Bird and Magic, because in the '80s
Mm-hmm.
those teams were in the final. Either one of those teams were in the final the whole decade.
Mm-hmm.
Either it was the Lakers, it was Boston.
True.
And because of Magic and because of Bird, people came to watch the games. So
Okay.
because of that, it turned the corner.
Okay.
It turned, and people started becoming more interested in basketball.
Engaged
because,
in it.
Yeah, because of those two players.
Mm-hmm.
Then when you and remember at the time, Jordan was just not coming on the scene. See, Jordan didn't get into '83.
Mm-hmm.
So then he started getting on the scene, started doing things. But that '80s period was between Magic
Magic and Bird.
and Bird.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it was. And those two players turned the tide of the fight of basketball. Then Jordan just took it to another level.
When he was able to get to the finals.
Yeah.
Right.
And when it was Bad Boys against Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the next episode.
So then he
Bulls
took it
and
to another
Pistons.
level. But that whole if you hadn't seen it yet, you gotta check it out. 30 for 30.
I have to check that one out. I
You
missed
gotta check it out. Oh my God, it's a 4-part series.
4 parts.
Yeah, and they go back to back to back on these parts.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sitting there watching it back to back. I mean, this is the day I won my the way we won 3rd place with the Don't Believe the Hype. Next year I win first. But anyway, but this is that. So I'm getting hyped because I'm like, wow, it's a series that 30 for 30 you gotta watch. It talks about Bill Russell. It talks about all the mess he had to go through in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
It talks about one time where his house got broken into and they just ransacked the house and they urinated on his bed.
Oh man.
How they didn't like blacks up in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
And it talked about Magic Johnson when he went to high school. He was a 15-year-old in high school, and the coach asked him, "Can you speak to the black players, to the black people?" And they had another guy speak to the white people, and this guy was 15 years old.
Mm.
So he was
Wow.
already trying to speak and engage and tell people, hey, it's gonna be all right.
Mm-hmm.
It talked about how Larry Bird was this little kid out of French Lick. What is it? I forget the name of it. But he was a little kid. All he wanted to do was play basketball.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't want to do nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
It talked about the '84 the sixth game was the fifth game in 1984 where it was 97 degrees at the Boston at the Garden.
Woo.
So they
Inside the building?
Inside the building.
Wow.
So they had to play in 97 degree weather. I mean, in 97 degrees, and you know, the Lakers had oxygen masks on. You know,
Wow.
You know, and you know, Celtics like this. You know, they were just fanning each other. That was about it.
Mm. Wow.
You know,
It's amazing.
it brought out a lot of history. So if you hadn't seen it before, you got to see that.
I will definitely look into that.
But having said that, I think the NBA is about to go back to that period to where nobody cares about the games anymore.
Oh boy, that's a scary thing.
Yeah, because
to think about.
Because when you're purposely creating quote unquote super teams, what you do is you just alienated the whole other part of the NBA.
But didn't that start in the 90s?
No,
Remember the Golden State Warriors? Chris Mullin, Tim Hardaway.
but they
and
never won
Mitch
anything.
Richmond?
They never won anything.
They won in the regular season, but they just didn't win
Yeah, they
anything.
won. And that was Don Nelson coach teams.
The concept of a
The-
super team, to me, started in the 90s, the way these teams were formed.
No,
I think we're on another level when LeBron James started
No,
recruiting
and that's what I'm talking about. Is
players.
that
Okay.
level right? I'm talking about that level.
Okay.
When players are recruiting other players, what you're talking about there, Chris Webber and Mullins and those
Mitch Richmond.
Mitch Richmond, those were drafted players or free agent players that just wound up coming over there. It wasn't players recruiting other players.
Mhm.
You know, then that means what you do is you taking out the front office. And
Mm-hmm.
once you take out the front office for a player to recruit another player, that's a problem.
And then news just came out a second ago. Now the Cleveland Cavaliers are exploring ways to sign Chris Paul and acquire Carmelo Anthony through a trade with the New York Knicks.
Okay, how much credence do you give to Carmelo Anthony? I mean, he's good, but is he on that level that he used to be anymore?
I can't say. Let me tell you something about him. He has played on a team where it may look as though he's not. The team that he's on is just sorry.
Stop right there. I've seen players play on teams that just sorry and still excel.
Well, I'm not saying. Well, Carmelo Anthony, when he's there, when he's on the court, I mean, he scores.
He scores, but he's the only person to score. It's not like it's not
But
like
it's just, oh my God.
I know. He doesn't look like the Carmelo Anthony we're used to seeing.
When he was with Denver, he flourished as a scorer. Allen Iverson came, it didn't really work.
There's that ego.
Then there's a split.
Yeah.
If he goes to Cleveland, I'll be hard pressed to believe that Kevin Love will even be there.
No. If he goes to Cleveland, I think Kevin Love is shipped out.
They do need a point guard.
Yeah, but see, there again, you're creating scenarios to where I'm going to try to get the best players in the.
Well, this is LeBron James' handprint all over
exactly.
this.
Spread, and now you don't have a GM. How can you negotiate a contract without a GM?
And new GM might be Chauncey Billups.
It might be LeBron James. He did say he wanted to own a team.
Yeah. Oh, he's going on the team.
Yeah, I'm saying
Who that will be remains to be seen in the next 10 years. But just looking at what the Cavs need, point guard is the most important position on that team for that team to excel. Deron Williams and J.R. Smith
just ain't doing it.
just wasn't cutting the cheese.
No, J.R. Smith had points of greatness.
He's a streaky player.
Points of greatness.
When he's on fire. When he's off, he's sorry.
And you need more than just points of greatness.
Right.
You need throughout.
So again, the Cavaliers, they're thinking, how are we going to
Beat Golden State.
This is all this is right now.
And see, there's the other problem too. Is if that's your mindset right now, is not to get through the season and make it through the season and get to the playoffs. Your mindset is I want to beat a team that I know is going to
Now
go.
keep in mind, the Cleveland Cavaliers this season was only 51 and 31 in regular season.
Right.
And they got to the finals.
But they lost out on the first seed because Boston beat them. They need to be thinking how am I going to beat Boston.
Well,
I mean, because Boston's about to stockpile some stuff.
they're finna do some stuff.
So you need to be thinking, how can I beat Boston? I think your mind is in the wrong spot.
I think they're confident to know as long as LeBron James is with Cleveland, they're going to the finals every year. And so far they have. They have gone to the finals 3 straight years.
Because the East been sorry. Aside from Boston, who can you say in the East that would give? I mean, you can say the Bulls, but no, because
I was going to say the Raptors.
Toronto, but they're up and down though.
Yeah, they hang around though.
Yeah, they hang
The
around. but that's all
Celtics,
they do.
Raptors, and the Bulls. And then to round that out, to bottom out, for what it's worth, the Washington Wizards. John Wall is a
Yeah,
superstar.
But they are these are teams that are okay. You got two or three levels in the East. The Cavaliers is on that one level. You got Boston that's on the second level that's getting to that level.
Cavs first tier. The second tier to me is
Is
the
Boston
Celtics.
and
The Bulls.
you want to say the Bulls? Okay, I'll say the Bulls. But
Jimmy
everybody else.
Butler and Dwayne Wade.
But Jimmy Butler's about to roll.
Well, he's saying he will stay in
he
Chicago.
did say
He just told Cleveland I will stay in Chicago. And now, and I think that was influenced by what
Dwayne
Wade
Wade did.
just
Yeah.
did today.
And I'm so glad Dwayne Wade let me stay.
What you said?
Because I'm tired of these players just jumping. I in the NBA, I hate free agency in the NBA more than I hate free agency in football.
Well, man, he decided to stay, so he gets awarded 24 million.
Yeah, why would you turn that down?
I mean, really? I mean,
Was there a decision there? Let me think. Let me talk to Gabrielle and see what she thinks.
so let me tell you something. The Bulls is a team that I know can compete with the Cavs. The way they are constructed right now, if they add just a few more pieces, and this goes for Boston as well.
I would say Boston compete with the
It goes
Cavs.
back to what you said. You know, Cleveland's thinking about Golden State. They need to be really thinking about to make sure they get to the finals by beating the Bulls and the Celtics in the playoff series.
But if they add another piece like a Butler or somebody like that or Carmelo Anthony, then guess what? We're all thinking Golden State and Cleveland again. Are we not?
Well, I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm gonna guarantee this: Cleveland is going to get a superstar player on their team before next year. So who that player is, I don't know. But right now, right now they're following the footsteps of the Warriors because when the Warriors lost to the Cavs last year, what did you see happen? What do we need to do?
You got KD, but
They got KD,
but here's
and now they won.
but here's what I'm saying though: the Warriors didn't have KD when they won the first time. So the Warriors are not following that type of train of thought because Warriors said, let me bring my own people in.
Well, they was up 3-1 in the finals and lost 3 straight.
Right.
Because of tired legs
fatigue.
and the perimeter game was shot.
Because of fatigue. But what I'm saying is, the year before they won the finals.
Yes, they did.
So what I'm saying is they're not following that type. They did get a key player, but the Warriors were built from the inside.
Right. Well, but my mindset was when they lost to the finals, the first thing that came to mind was, what do we need to beat the Cavs? As good as they are,
Do you think
they had their thought process.
or do you think or do you think when we get back, what do we do to deal with that fatigue?
See, the person that run the organization said we need another perimeter shooter.
Right. To deal with that, but you need somebody to deal with that fatigue. How do
Well, I think that's handled based upon coaching.
and exactly that's
the
why
decisions you make on the floor with your players.
that's why they wasn't caring about winning 73, 74, 75 this year.
They came and bit them the butt last year.
Yeah, because they said, you know what, let's just get to the play. Let's just get to the thing.
And I believe they were still 68 and
They were still
14.
good. I mean, you can't. I mean, but Michael Jordan, I think, said it best. He said, you can win 73 games, but can you win it all? And I think once he said that there, it okay, can we win it all? And they couldn't win it all.
I mean, well, Michael Jordan's a man. Hey, if that's what he said, that's what counts for me.
Right, that's all that counts.
It is what it is. The man, every time he got in the final, the dude didn't even lose. And the only thing he lose, and I said this before, he was MVP in the finals every trip he made to the finals.
He didn't even come close to losing.
No game sevens.
None.
MVP every time he stepped on the finals platform, and he averaged over 30 points a game.
And he didn't get blown out.
No.